Hey, everybody. It's Dave and Johnny live. I'm Dave and this is Johnny. Not this. This is Mario. We all know Mario, right? But that's Johnny over here.
That's Zevy's, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's Zev's Mario. Super Mario. Ho ho!
Zev is MIA, though.
Yeah, Zev's not here right now. It's just Dave and Johnny live. It's going to be an adult edition of Dave and Johnny live. No children allowed.
Adult why exactly? Like,
I don't know.
You gonna swear again like you always do? Like,
I don't usually swear. I try not to. I try to keep the language pretty clean on Dave and Johnny. No?
last week was a lot of swearing.
Was there swear? Yeah, last week was a bit aggressive. Yeah, last week was a bit of an aggressive show, and I think I was thinking about that, like wondering why I was so like. I was amped up last week, even during Wrestling Uncensored, I was like amped up. I think I'm just annoyed with WWE. I think that has something to do with it. I'm just like annoyed with the current product and Raw and everything. The fact that they're still doing Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, but they're just not saying that they're going to Saudi Arabia with mounting pressure from the whole world for the WWE not to go there. That was upsetting me, and I think the whole Conor McGregor-Habib thing, like, I'm glad that that's over with, but that whole week and the fallout, it just pissed me off.
Plus the Yankees lost.
Yeah, that happened too. It was a bad week. I was just annoyed.
But, it's gotten better. I mean...
Habib really pissed me off too. All the Habib fans as well coming out and challenging me, saying that I was, not like to a fight, but, that I was wrong or whatever. That kind of pissed me off, because, like, a lot of these guys, they're amateurs. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're not in the MMA game. They don't watch MMA. You watch one Conor McGregor fight every couple of years, and you think you know something about the sport. Meanwhile, where were you on Saturday night watching Fyodor Emelianenko beat Chael Sonnen? You weren't there.
It's pretty impressive.
All the casuals that, show up when McGregor fights, they have an opinion, and they think their opinion matters, and... it doesn't. Not to me, anyways. Your opinions don't matter if you only watch Conor McGregor. Like, you can't watch WrestleMania only and then come to me and have an opinion on wrestling that you want me to take seriously.
They do that.
Yeah, people do that at WrestleMania time. They come out and they have these opinions, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Or they're like, they should do this match. And I'm like, they just did it 2 pay-per-views ago. But of course, they weren't watching. It's the casual fans that come out and they come at me like they know as much, or they... like, I don't care about what these people think. It's annoying, It's just... don't challenge me on these things. You know what I mean? Like...
right.
If somebody that doesn't know wrestling comes and says, oh, John, I think wrestling, it should have been this, or you should have done that in your match,
Well, wrestling is different. It's very subjective, right? Everyone's going to have their own views on what you should and shouldn't do, but... guess what? I'm in control, and I'm going to do what I want to do.
That's right. You are in control. Did you have a match last weekend?
This weekend.
You have one this weekend?
I have one this weekend, yeah.
And you cut your hair, which I just noticed.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, but
if you've been watching the show...
come here. Turn around here. Let's get the whole... it's like really shoulder length here. Yeah. Look at that.
I think people can see now.
Hold on. Let me get the camera. I'm going to move the camera around, which we don't often do. Look at this. Look at Johnny's new haircut. I mean, look at this guy. Oh, yeah.
Up the nose there, too.
So handsome. Look at that guy. It's Johnny North right there. We don't often do that on the YouTube show. Move the camera around.
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place now, actually. You
Sorry.
screwed it up.
Sorry, John. Sorry.
Good job, buddy.
Sorry, everybody. So Johnny's got a new haircut, new look, and you got a match this weekend.
Well, the haircut's 3 weeks ago. If you've been watching the show, you've noticed I already had it. He just realized it now. But, yeah, I had a match this weekend. Corey Chambers. I talked about him, I think, last week on the show that I'm wrestling him.
Yeah.
He's a rookie. It's one of his first matches he's ever had. Kind of like what I had a couple weeks ago, too. So this is just going to be a slaughter, more than likely.
Sergeant Slaughter.
It's gonna
That's
be
what
fun.
they should call you, because you're about to slaughter him.
In the last match that
Can I say I saw your promo recently, and we got to talk about it.
What was my promo?
It just got aggressive out of nowhere. It's a little bit odd.
Well, you have to realize I have less than a minute, right? Because
it was like 45 seconds.
It's shot for Instagram, and they can only be like a minute long. So you kind of have to get everything you got pretty much in that 1 minute. So
Like it started off talking about how one guy was ugly, Dom the Butcher.
Boulanger, yeah, he's ugly, yeah.
Yeah, Dom the Butcher's ugly. And then you're like, and I'm gonna destroy him. It's like it got really aggressive out of nowhere. I was watching it, and we are like, oh, this is, take two, Johnny North. I don't know, wasn't my favorite Johnny North promo. It's too short, and it was just like talk. It was disjointed.
Well, it's to get everything done in one shot. It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
No,
I get it. I'm just saying I should be your manager.
Nah, I think I'm good at talking.
Yeah?
You can't be there on Sundays, by the way. You work, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, they booked me. Well, be a different story. I'm not getting any bookings, all right? I'm real disappointed in my lack of bookings in the wrestling business. No one's booking me. I'm open for wrestling bookings if anybody wants to book me on their show to be a referee, to be a manager, to be, whatever you want, play-by-play guy. People are not booking me to be on their wrestling shows. I mean, they can't really hit my quote, That's the problem. They can't hit the number that I want to show up at these shows. You got to up your budget, wrestling companies.
Got to understand, a lot of these companies, they can barely even pay their talents, so to pay you as well, your fee, it's kind of tough.
I deserve a fee.
Of course, but these people are very cheap. You have to understand, that's wrestling.
Rob Cluse wants to know if you're jobbing to a 15-year-old again.
No.
Not anytime soon.
I don't think so. Going for a championship, usually you're not jobbing.
You think you're going to go over this guy next week?
Who knows?
What's his name? Casey Chambers?
Corey Chambers.
Corey Chambers.
It's fun. In the last match I had, I didn't realize this, but I was choking the guy to death because I had him up in the ropes. Like how Sheamus does his clubs?
Yeah.
I chopped the guy instead, but it's the same kind of setup. When I grabbed him by the neck,
like when he's outside on the apron, you're talking about. Yeah.
But when I grabbed him by the neck, I guess he was kind of surprised by that, and he couldn't breathe. And he told the ref, "Hey ref, I can't breathe. I can't breathe." I heard this, but the referee didn't hear this. So the referee, and I told him beforehand, take your time with the counts. Let me milk in as much as I can. So the ref's kind of going 1, 2. Meanwhile, the guy can't breathe. So I actually just had to stop the move because I was fearful for the guy's life.
Well, yeah. Don't choke people unconscious.
He didn't die.
Well, no, but unconscious doesn't mean die.
He was okay.
Okay.
Things happen, it's wrestling.
Yeah.
It's not ballet,
It is not ballet. No, indeed. So David Johnny Live, we got all sorts of people watching right now on YouTube. Well, what do we have on the show today, John?
Well, you watched Bound for Glory, right?
Yes, I actually did watch the Impact Wrestling show, Bound for Glory.
I haven't got around to it yet, but you told me it was good.
It was all right. I'm not going to say it was good. I liked the match with Pentagon, Phoenix, and Brian Cage. I thought that was the best match.
They're against OVE, if I'm not mistaken.
Right? Yeah. Sami Callihan and 2 other guys.
Yeah, there's just 2 other guys, yeah.
I don't know who they are. But the match was really good. I thought that match was awesome. I'm trying to remember what else was on that card. Austin Aries and...
Johnny Impact, John Morrison.
Yeah, it was okay.
Well, what was up with the finish there? Aries no-sold the finish and then just walked out?
Is that... I don't even know if I think I kind of tuned out at one point. I don't really remember.
You didn't even notice the finish?
I don't think I was really watching. I had it on my laptop, and I think I was watching 90 Day Fiance at the same time by that point.
So I guess the match wasn't that good.
Couldn't wait for the 90 Day Fiance finale. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember that match being anything. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't watching. Maybe I turned it off. I don't know.
Well, I remember you commented to me while you're watching it that Tessa Blanchard was wrestling.
Yeah.
Saying that she was a second-rate Charlotte Flair.
Kind of, yeah. Well, it's just like, WWE, they have Ric Flair's daughter from the Four Horsemen, and TNA, or Impact Wrestling, they have Tully Blanchard's daughter from the Four Horsemen. So it's like, different levels. They got the Flair, and they got the Tully. I mean, it's cool, but it's she's all right. I'm not saying she's not great, but I wasn't like blown away by her performance.
Yeah,
Her or the other one, whatever. Tyra, what's her name?
Valkyrie, I think.
Yeah, Taya Valkyrie. What's her?
Something
Is
like
that her
that.
name? I don't even.
She's the wife of John Morrison,
Yeah,
Johnny Impact.
yeah. I thought the LAX match was pretty good.
The casket death thing they had.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah,
How was James Ellsworth?
not great. I was not impressed with James Ellsworth.
See, I would have thought maybe Chris Jericho in that situation. That would have been pretty awesome, but
Yeah, well, that's kind of why I watched Bound for Glory, because I was like, oh, there's a rumor that Jericho might show up because this Eli Drake had a mystery opponent. So I tune in, and it's like, yeah, it's going to be a mystery opponent. It could be anybody, somebody from New York or something, they were saying. Because they were in New York, so they were challenging somebody from New York. And Jericho was born in Manhattan and, WWE and everything. So there was a rumor that Jericho was going to show up, but he did not. And I didn't really believe it, but I was like, look, if Jericho is maybe here, I'll tune in to see it, because I would love to see that. And when James Ellsworth came out, I was like, man, I bet you I'm not the only one who tuned into this thing to maybe see Jericho. And the disappointment that is James Ellsworth was just like, really? This is the guy? And then Ellsworth, this is on Sunday, and then on Tuesday, he was backstage at SmackDown 1000?
he taped a segment for SmackDown that didn't air, and I guess there's rumors it didn't air because he was on Impact, but it did air on YouTube though. But it's just a crummy little backstage segment.
Yeah, but it was weird that like he was also involved in WWE the same week he was on that Impact pay-per-view.
Well, he's not under contract to anybody, so
To anybody, I guess, right? Yeah. Yeah, overall, I was like, whatever. You didn't watch it.
middle of the road pay per view. Well, I mean the 9-Day Fiance thing, that was nuts. Like after watching that, it was just like
Nothing better, right? You can't beat the 90 Day Fiance finale, the tell-all special. That was pretty good.
crazy. And Angela, like, wow. Like,
Angela and Michael, they broke up on the show. On the tell-all, it seems like they broke up there. They showed a clip from the show where Michael was talking to his friends, and he's like, I respect her, I respect my elders. And Angela's like, really, Michael? I'm your elder? You're gonna call me your elder? You think I'm old? And she got really mad really fast, and it was like, whoa, where'd all this come from? She was getting in everybody's face too. She got in that Rachel woman's face, which I really
fight. Like,
I really enjoyed. They were about to fight. They didn't physically get into it, but it was
they
close.
touched though. Like
They did touch. And like Paul was getting involved, and Ricky was trying to like get between them. That was crazy. That was the best part when they got all the people at the end.
because Angela's huge. Like no, she just is. It's just a fact. Okay, I'm not saying she's fat. She's just large.
She's a bigger lady.
And it takes a lot of people to hold her back.
It seemed to. And they were all talking smack about Jesse, and he was like backstage for some reason, not on the panel. And then he's like, "If they're going to talk about me, I'm going to go out and I'm gonna defend myself. I'm Jesse."
I think he was coaxed by the
He's a dick. So he goes out there and he's like, "Hello, yes, it's me, Jesse." He came off like a real dick again. He's terrible. Angela and Michael breaking up, I think, was the big story out of that. And also, he decided after proposing to Jimena in Colombia on the show, he decides to go back to the United States and get back together with his ex-wife. They were separated at the time. Ricky told Jimena and the 90 Day Fiance producers that they were going to get a divorce. He assured them they were getting a divorce, but, things happened, and he got back together with his wife. Whether or not that was the plan from the jump, I don't really know. There are theories that Ricky just went on 90 Day Fiance to up his profile. He's got some sort of company that he's trying to promote. So there's talk that Ricky went on to the show to, make money. And maybe his wife knew about it and was in on it the whole time. I don't know what happened, but Ricky came off pretty bad on the show. I think that's the last we'll be seeing Ricky on 90 Day Fiance, which is disappointing because he's a funny character. Paul and Carini, I guess they're still together, but Karini was upset, saying Paul says terrible things about her all the time, which, it's not
Well,
wrong.
the DNA test he wants,
Yeah.
that's rough.
Oh,
Like,
that is crazy. And even what's her name, Sean Robinson, who does she's the
yeah.
host of the show. Paul's like, yeah, Karini's pregnant, and Karini's like, yeah, and he's like, I want a DNA test, and Karini's like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? And she's like, what the hell are you talking about? They're married, and he just doesn't trust her. Every time he sees her after being away for months prior to this, he wanted her to take a pregnancy test. What the hell is wrong with this guy?
Well, she also did want a divorce, though, too. So maybe that's where all that paranoia comes from. Also, you met his family a bit, too, and you saw, his mom's kind of, super protective.
Okay, you met his family, and his mom is a little bit weird, and he takes her hair with him when he goes out of the country, which is bizarre.
He took their hair, too, didn't he?
Yeah, he took a piece of Karini's hair, too, so he could have Karini's hair and his mom's hair together in his bag wherever he goes, because he is a freak weirdo. He is the weirdest guy ever, and he's a little bit, I don't know, I don't trust him. And what else did he do? He did some, oh yeah, so he's like, well, it's like, why not bring Karini to the States with your child? And he's like, well, I don't really have the money for that, and maybe my parents could help. It's like, what about your parents? Doesn't your mother want to help out? And he's like, well, everything goes through father in my house, so if father says it's okay, well, then I'll do what father says. And it's like, who calls their dad father? Like, who refers to them as father? And he's this ominous presence that's A, not ever on 90 Day Fiance, unlike his mom who's been on the show, and B, rules the house, and no anything gets by without his approval. It's really weird. Father Paul is what I'm calling him now. And I guess he doesn't want to help his son bring his grandchild into the United States so he can be with his grandchild. I mean, if Father Paul isn't down with sponsoring Karini and Mother Paul isn't either, I really got to question them as human beings. If I had married a woman out of the country and I had got her pregnant and there was a grandchild on the way, I'm pretty sure my parents would help me bring her into the United States or Canada or wherever I was living, Wouldn't your parents help you do that, John?
Right, but they have doubts, though. That's the thing. They don't even...
They're married, man, and they've been on the show for a few years, so they've been together. Paul has doubts because he's a weirdo who calls his dad father on television.
He's got that Norman Bates, personality, which means he might be a bit of a psycho, unfortunately.
Yeah, a bit. And you know what's weird is that Tarek came off looking fine when we know he has sex with his brother. I didn't say he has relations directly with his brother, but he has sex with his brother. That's something his brother revealed on one of these shows, that he and his brother engage in multiple sex, maybe one woman and two dudes, which I recently learned from the Kavanaugh trials is referred to as the Devil's Triangle.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that before.
Apparently it's a drinking game too, according to Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh, but apparently it's something else as well when two dudes and one woman engage in sexual times together, and Tarek and his brother do this together, which is always interesting. I mean, I'm not gonna, if this is that incest? I don't even know. Is it legal? I don't even know.
Well,
it's not something I would do with my brother, I'll tell you that much. Me and my brother are super tight. We hang out a lot. But we have never had sex with the same woman at the same time. That's a line that I would draw, definitely. I'm not going there. Unlike Tarek and his brother, Dean, who seem to do that. I worry about Hazel, the Filipino lady that Tarek is, I guess, engaged to right now. Man, for him to come off as the good guy on this show is amazing. He's a brother fucker.
I guess you never saw that show Love because they had the same situation, but it was two sisters, and the guy was like, "Wait a minute, no, this is wrong."
What kind of
Like,
shows are you watching?
hey man, that's on Netflix. Everything's on Netflix these days. Doesn't mean you should watch it.
Yeah, so the 90 Day Fiance finale was wild.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Pretty good. Darcy and Jesse still broken up. What did Darcy say? Is she involved with another guy from another country?
She said she was happy, so
Yeah, like she's involved with another dude from another country right now. So there's a possibility that we continue seeing Darcy on 90 Day Fiance sans Jesse. No more Jesse, only Darcy. Which I think would be pretty cool.
for her, because it feels like Jesse was the one really bringing her down, and I think maybe even causing a lot of her problems with alcohol.
I think he was. I think he was a bad guy, and they were not good together. But I'd be interested to see Darcy in another relationship and how that functions. Was it Jesse? Or, you know? Because Darcy is not the most functional, it seems, on the show at least.
The thing is, though, I don't know if you saw, like, there's like 15 rules for being on 90 Day Fiance, and like you have to put in dramatic situations. So she's gonna have to go through.
What do you mean 15 rules? What are you talking about?
There's like 15 rules, like the show tells you, like you have to go through this.
Where'd you get this from?
It's on the internet.
Send this to me.
I'll send it.
Send me the rules of 90 Day Fiance. We must discuss these rules on Dave and Johnny Live.
We will, but one of the rules is that you are forced into dramatic situations. They're gonna set up a situation.
Well, yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
So she's gonna have to go through stuff again. Traumatic situations.
If she wants to be on the show?
Yeah.
Not everybody's going through stuff, though. It's mostly made up. Like, I don't know. Seems fine.
She doesn't take things fine. She's like,
Well, no, but that's the thing. I don't know. I'd be interested to see her in her next relationship on the next season of 90 Day Fiance. But there's a new season, right, with brand new couples that's coming up, I think, this Sunday?
It's crazy how the thing just keeps going.
It never ends.
Never ends.
Never ends. I have this giant amiibo collection, right? And the new one just came out. This is for the game Dark Souls.
Sounds about right.
This is the Solaire of Astora amiibo from the Dark Souls game. This thing just came out today. It's pretty cool. I don't really know what it's going to do for me, but hey, I have all the North American release amiibo figures, so add another one to the collection.
Yeah, you gotta get the game now.
What, do I?
Then you can unlock all the cool stuff for it.
I don't know. What's Dark Souls?
I believe it's just like a third-person action game.
Is it good?
I haven't played it. I don't know.
I
You
don't
have a
know.
Switch? I don't have a Switch.
You don't have a Switch. What's the matter with you?
Wii U still, my friend.
You should get a Nintendo Switch. Our friend Mario back here, he thinks you should get a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, Odyssey would be fun, but I'm still on Deus Ex. That's a fun game. Highly recommend.
If you do get a Switch, don't buy Odyssey. I'll just lend it to you.
That sounds good.
There's a lot of games I could just lend to you that I've already played, like Zelda and whatever, you know.
Why I got Zelda.
Oh, you have that. Right. He has that already.
And I beat it, unlike him.
Yeah, I didn't beat it. I kind of gave up. What else we got? Is that it? Are you ending the show?
Well, last minute comments.
Oh, yeah. Final comments from everybody. Rob Cluse took off. PRM says, hello, guys. Hello, PRM. Who's PRM?
Hi.
Haven't seen you before, PRM. What's up? And weed is now legal in Canada, so smoke up, everybody. Enjoy it.
I'm glad you didn't smoke up on camera, at least.
Yeah, should I have smoked on camera? Should I have done that for the Dave and Johnny Live legalization show? I think Ringside Report tonight is going to get a little crazy. AJ's already promoting it as like legalization show. I don't know what that means. Ringside Report legalized. So tonight's Ringside Report Radio, midnight on TSN 690. Listen to myself and Freddie and AJ. I think we're going to talk about weed. I haven't been to, or maybe should I admit what I've done? I don't know. These new laws are tricky. I don't Jeez, man. I was going to say I haven't been to one of these new weed stores. But if I say that, I don't think I'm allowed to be smoking weed, because then the weed that I would have wouldn't be bought at one of these weed stores, so it would be technically illegal weed, right? I think the only weed you're allowed to smoke is from these stores that are out there that have like 3 hour waits to get in. There's
That's
like
fun.
three stores in the island of Montreal, and there's like 3 hour long lineups to get into these weed stores. Still, 3 days after legalization, we're on day 3. It is Friday, October 19th. It was legalized on the 17th, and I'm sure still, if you go downtown at that store on whatever Peel or Metcalf between there on St. Catherine Street,
I figure St. Catherine, yeah.
huge lineups all the way past St. Catherine Street down to the Sun Life building, all the way down. You know where the Sun Life building is? It's right across the street from the Scotiabank movie theaters,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
You know, so it goes. That's where the store is, next to the Jean Coutu there.
Yeah.
So the weed store is right there, and there's a lineup going all the way around the block, all the way down to the Sun Life building, all day from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. during opening hours.
Wow, this must be some really good weed if people are willing to wait this long.
I've heard the weed isn't that good. I haven't sampled it yet because I'm not waiting 3 hours in line for weed, man. That's ridiculous. It's crazy. And it's very expensive. Very expensive. From what I'm seeing, the prices are, woof. I don't know, man. We'll see. But, hey, you can smoke weed now if you live in Canada legally. And in a lot of places, like the city of Montreal, you could pretty much smoke anywhere. Anywhere you could smoke tobacco, you could smoke weed out there. It's pretty crazy.
But not driving.
Well, no, you can't smoke weed while driving. I think you're supposed to wait 2 hours before driving, which is responsible.
I agree.
But the testing, the roadside testing, apparently is not really up to snuff. Like, they can't really tell. I mean, there's maybe some false positive tests that are going to happen, and I don't know. I don't know how good those tests are or how accurate they really are, those roadside tests for the weed, so we'll see.
And because of the CAC, you can only be 21, right?
Not yet.
When does that come into effect?
Well, they haven't done it yet, but yeah, there's a new provincial government who's going to oversee our rules here. Our rules here are some of the most confining and very narrow. There's no wiggle room in Quebec as far as, you know, like the government sells it. It's called the Société Québécoise du SQDC, right?
They're behind everything. Wow.
Société Québécoise du Cannabis. Yeah, it's like the SAQ. It's like the liquor stores here in the province of Quebec. And in most provinces, I don't know if all provinces, but most provinces have like liquor stores and stuff. So we have a provincial weed store. So it's run by the Quebec government here, which is odd. But in Ontario, it's like kind of an open market because Doug Ford was like, hey, man, let everybody sell weed. So it's like free enterprise. You could open up a weed store if you wanted to. Johnny North's Good Weed, you could open it up right across the border. Go to, go to Kingston and open up a weed store. You could do that, I think.
And 18.
I don't live in Ontario, so I don't know all the Ontario rules. But as far as Quebec goes, you can't open a weed store if you're a private person. You have to be, it's a government-run thing.
Wow.
And yeah, if you're over 18, you can buy weed now, but the provincial government here said they want to change that to over 21. And they also want to limit the smoking outdoors and in different places, but we'll see. They haven't changed the rules yet. So right now it's over 18 and you can smoke pretty much anywhere you want.
Cool.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
For
so,
now.
you know, I may or may not be smoking weed today. Maybe. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny. I'll confirm tonight on Ringside Report Radio. We'll talk about it tonight more with Freddie and AJ. I know Freddie has a lot of thoughts on this. He's a weed advocate, as you can tell by his Twitter profile. I think it says it in his bio, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Freddie's Twitter bio.
Pot consumer, I think.
Listen to me on TSN 690 every Friday night with my buddy Dave Simon, MMA. Marijuana advocate, MMA BJJ fan, hashtag Real Madrid fan. I like that he says listen to me every Friday night with my buddy Dave Simon, MMA, but not AJ.
Well, because originally it was just you two.
Yeah, I know, but
he
he
ever
hasn't
updated it.
he hasn't changed his bio.
Yeah.
Marijuana advocate. I mean, he could easily change his Twitter bio.
Yeah, fine.
At Freddie MMA, Fred Garcia. Go check him out. Follow me at Dave Simon MMA. Follow Johnny North at North Genesis. We wrapping up, Johnny? We done?
Sounds good.
All this weed talk. I think it's time for you to go smoke some weed, John.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, Johnny's not going to do it.
Nope.
It's not enticing you in any way. You're not going to do it?
Not at all.
Nah. Johnny's not into it. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you again, tomorrow night for Wrestling Uncensored, right? We got pro wrestling to get to. Crown Jewel. It's actually going to happen. It's actually going to happen.
SmackDown 1000.
Yeah. Rey Mysterio, baby. Rey Mysterio, baby!
Boyaka, boyaka.
Sing us out, Johnny. Booyaka, booyaka.